In the age of instant downloads, the experience of walking into a computer store, cash in hand, to purchase the latest and greatest game is lost to time. Sort of like the trip to Blockbuster on a Friday night. But back in the day, there was no such thing as a download or an app store. It was brick and mortar all the way, and the game itself came on a 5.25-inch floppy disk. Looking back at some of the games of the early 80s, you might be surprised how large, or more to the point, how small they were. We are not talking gigabytes here, or even megabytes. In fact, many of the classic games were only a handful of kilobytes. So, just how much could fit on a floppy disk? And how far have we come in the past 40 years? Let's look at it this way. What if a floppy disk was a can of soft drink? A standard 5.25 floppy disk, as used in the Apple IIe, had a capacity of 360 kilobytes, so we're going to call that one can. With the introduction of the Macintosh and the switch to 3.5-inch floppies, this increases to 2 cans for a double-density disk, or up to 4 cans for a high-density disk. Enter the late 90s and enter a new storage media. And this is where things get interesting. Remember, throughout the 80s and early 90s in our soft drink scale, we went from 1 can to 4. With the introduction of the CD-ROM, we're looking at almost a 500 times increase. That's enough soft drink cans to fill this inflatable pool. But just a few years later, at the turn of the century, CD-ROMs were superseded by DVD-ROMs. You could fit the contents of almost 6 CDs on a DVD, meaning on our soft drink scale, we need to upgrade the pool. Of course, DVDs also came in the dual-layer variety, which on our scale would be equivalent to a small fuel tanker truck full of soft drink. The next jump in storage capacity was due to 2 evolving technologies. The first of these were digital cameras. Memory cards, such as SD cards, initially had storage capacities below those of CDs and DVDs, but quickly eclipsed them. Just for reference, a 32 gigabyte SD card that you can pick up for a few dollars today could store as much as 87,671 floppy disks. Or, on our soft drink scale, we're upgrading the pool again. The next major piece of technology that changed the ballgame again were smartphones. Smartphones and tablets all needed high-capacity built-in storage. A current model iPhone with 256 gigabytes of storage, on our soft drink scale, would be so many cans that if you were to drink 1 can per day, it would take you 1,921 years to drink them. Let's jump through the next few quickly. Do you have 512 gigabytes in your laptop? That would be enough soft drink cans to give 1 each to the whole population of Maine. Do you have an Xbox or PlayStation with a 1 terabyte drive? That would be enough cans to fill around 12,000 fridges. Do you have a 2 terabyte external drive sitting on your desk? You would have enough cans to fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool. Oh, and after emptying the cans into the pool, you could build a wall around the pool, 4.69 kilometers high. That's about halfway up Mount Everest. Of course, if you wanted to jump on the Apple website and max spec the latest Mac Pro with an 8 terabyte hard drive, well, compared to the humble 5.25-inch floppy, if a floppy disk equals a soft drink can, you could take all of your cans standing up next to each other and make a line all the way across Texas and still have a couple hundred cans to drink along the way. Well, there's some perspective for you on the dramatic change in the scope of computer storage over the past 40 years, which only leaves us with 2 questions. Firstly, with exponentially more storage than ever before, is anyone else still always running out of space? Secondly, is anyone else thirsty?